Good morning, students. Today we are going to read a very important question in the subject of history, that is Indo-Pak relations. So attentive yourself. We are going to start now. Despite the large-scale population transfer in 1947, feeling of hostility between the two religious communities were so high that there was a fear in both countries that the bloody scenes might continue. So in 1950, Prime Minister Liaquat Ali Khan signed an agreement minorities pact with Nehru, agreed that both countries would provide protection and religious freedom for the minorities. On 1st April 1948, India cut off water supplies from all the headworks that it controlled, made irrigation difficult for Pakistan. Fighting between India and Pakistan in 1948 resulted in Kashmir being divided between the two countries. In 1949, there was an agreed ceasefire line through Kashmir. In 1954-55, India tried to integrate Indian-occupied Kashmir into India. Pakistan appealed to UN Security Council. In 1959, the Indus Basin Treaty between the two countries guaranteed a 10-year water supply. Pakistani President Ayub Khan and Pandit Jawaharlal Nehru, while their meeting in Pakistan, issued statement on 29th November 1962 for peace and friendship between the two countries. In 1965, war broke out between the two countries. In January 1966, the USSR arranged a ceasefire conference in Tashkent. Pakistani President Ayub Khan and Indian Premier Lal Bahadur Shastri met at Tashkent to create a good neighborly relations, restore diplomatic missions, trade relations, and to repatriate in prisoners of war. General Yahya Khan took over the reign in Pakistan on 25th March 1969. In the election of 1970, Awami League won, but the rulers did not transfer them the power. Civil disobedience started in East Pakistan. In March 1971, East Pakistan crises were discussed in Indian Parliament. On 10th April, India aggressed in Nokhli district. Pakistan protested to UN. On the contrary, India opened war front in West Pakistan also. On 9th December, India began to enter its aircrafts into East Pakistan. On 10th December, India rejected the UN proposal of ceasefire. On 15th December, Zulfikar Ali Bhutto tore down the Security Council resolution and staged a walk out from the UN. On 16 December 1971, Pakistani forces surrendered in Dhaka. 90,000 Pakistani soldiers being taken prisoners by India. In early 1972, Prime Minister Bhutto met Prime Minister Indira Gandhi to conclude a peace treaty, Shimla Pact. Bhutto was in a weak bargaining position, agreed that in future talks over Kashmir should be between India and Pakistan only. In 1972, Pakistan had opened the Karachi nuclear power plant. In 1974, India tested its first nuclear weapon, causing great alarm among Paki leaders. Relations remained worsened during Bhutto's regime. In 1976, Pakistan founded the engineering research laboratories in Kahuta near Islamabad. In 1977, Zia came to power, relations between two countries improved. In early 1980s, there was an uprising in Indian Punjab by Sikhs India accused Pakistan for this. In 1980, USA put pressure on India and Pakistan to sign the nuclear non-proliferation treaty, but both refused to do so. In 1983, Pakistani President Ziaul Haq visited Delhi to take part in the Non-Aligned Movement Conference. The same year, Indo-Pak relations deteriorated because India favored movement for the restoration of the democracy. In October 1984, Indian Prime Minister Indira Gandhi was assassinated. India accused Pakistan for helping Sikhs and indirectly in the assassination of the Indira Gandhi. In 1985, Pakistan President Zia again visited India to normalize the relations. In 1986, Pakistani Prime Minister Junejo went to India to attend Non-Aligned Movement Conference. By 1987, relations had deteriorated. Both countries were close to war. Zia played a brilliant political move, flew to India, held meetings with Indian leaders, and managed to cool the situation down. During Benazir's first premiership, Indian Prime Minister Rajiv Gandhi paid a visit to Pakistan. He clearly said that India could not hold plebiscite in the Indian-held Kashmir. Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif, on assuming the second premiership, said that Pakistan committed to improve relations with India through the dialogue and not through confrontation. Pakistani Prime Minister Nawaz Sharif and his Indian counterpart Inder Kumar Gujral met in Malé, Maldives during the 9th SAARC summit on 12th and 13th May 1997. Both agreed to set up joint working groups for resolving all the issues, establish a hotline between them, and release hundreds of each other's civilian prisoners. On 27 May 1997, an Indian aircraft violated Pakistani airspace. Strong protest was lodged by Pakistan. On 20th June 1997, Indo-Pak foreign secretaries met, agreed to take all the possible steps to prevent hostile propaganda and provocative actions against each other. 1998, 13 and 14 and 15 May, India carried out its nuclear test. In response to this, on 28th May, Pakistan carried out its nuclear test and became first Islamic nuclear power. 5 nuclear explosions carried out at Chaghi in Balochistan as a direct response to India's 2 weeks earlier test. On 11 June 1998, both countries announced their completion of the nuclear test series by agreeing on a peace treaty agreement. On 23 September 1998, another agreement was signed by both countries for the establishment of the peace in the region. Lahore Declaration, 21st February 1999, Memorandum of the Understanding was signed by both countries in order to pave the path for peace, stability, and mutual progress. Both governments recognized the increased responsibility towards building measures to avoid any accidental and unauthorized use of the nuclear weapons. Both countries decided to give each other an advance notice before ballistic missile flight tests to avoid nuclear conflict. In 1999, Pakistan occupied border post in Kargil when Indian Prime Minister Atal Bihari Vajpayee was on peace mission in Lahore. And even after that, some more incidents that are very important occurred that deteriorated the relations between Pakistan and India. For example, Pahalgam incident is the recent one. India accused Pakistan for the incident and attacked Pakistan. Some civilians were killed, some places were damaged, attacked, and in response, Pakistan gave a massive response and attacked India. killing many of the Indian soldiers and many of the military posts in India. Nuclear issue between Pakistan and India. Reasons: loss of East Pakistan and defeat by India. So this is the reason. Security assurance against Indian nuclear weapons. 1974, India carried out its first nuclear test. Pakistan proposed to India a nuclear-free zone in South Asia. 1981, US State Department threatened Pakistan to have a strong reason to develop nuclear explosive capability. 1998, 13, 14 and 15 May, India carried out its nuclear test. In response to this, on 28th May, Pakistan carried out its nuclear test and became first Islamic nuclear power. 5 nuclear explosions carried out at Chag in Balochistan as a direct response to India's 2-week earlier test. Consequences: criticism for the international community. On 28 May 1998, Nawaz Sharif's government declared emergency. Suspension of all fundamental rights and freezing of the foreign currency accounts in Pakistani banks. United Nations Security Council urged both countries to join NPT. Pakistan agreed to sign if India did so. On 11 June 1998, both countries announced their completion of the nuclear test series by agreeing on a peace treaty agreement. On 23 September 1998, another agreement was signed by both countries for the establishment of peace in the region. Lahore Declaration, 21 February 1999, Memorandum of Understanding was signed by both countries in order to pave the path for peace, stability and mutual progress. Both governments recognized the increased responsibility towards building measures to avoid any accidental and unauthorized use of the nuclear weapons. Both countries decided to give each other an advance notice before ballistic missiles flight test to avoid nuclear conflicts. So this was the topic, Indo-Pak relations. Not I have seen ever good relations between Pakistan and India. This is one of the important topics, student. Read this lecture again very carefully. Important lecture. Question from this topic may come in the paper, and make your notes. Thank you so much.